Oh, hello again. It's Susie from Esoteric Trading Solutions. Just very quickly want to update on Ripple. I'm still quite bullish Ripple. They've just announced that they've added on another institution, which is Calix. So they've grown more than 100 financial institutions that they've got now using their technology. But the biggest thing is they did a transaction for Calix, which is a Mexican company between the US and Mexico. Did a cross-border transaction last night, which essentially was selling US dollars into Ripple and out of Ripple into Mexican currency. And that was done basically in a second. Literally, this is the first converted cross-currency swap using Ripple as the middle person, if you want to call it that. Essentially, and that was done within seconds. And if you compare that to bank technology, which is SWIFT, basically every bank uses SWIFT globally for foreign currency transactions, and SWIFT, as I said, can take anything from 3 days to 10 days for settlement. So the fact that you can settle literally money flows within seconds is quite amazing. SWIFT, as I said, I've had a lot to do with SWIFT in the past, and honestly, the problems within SWIFT, you'd be literally with back office or middle office trying to reconcile money flows for days and days and days. So this technology that Ripple has got is huge, and like I said, I was very bullish Ripple, and I still am. Essentially, the banks can do billions of dollars of FX a day. So even one bank can do billions of dollars of FX a day. So if you look at the Bank for International Settlements, BIS, according to them, there's surveys that they send out to all the banks and all the fund managers over the years, and they average roughly about $5 trillion of FX is done in a day. So with you've just got that compared to other markets. I mean, the equity market, the US equity market is a $70 trillion market. So, equities overall. So, I know this has got 191 billion, but I think overall every equity market in the world is 70 trillion. So, but that's a whole market in a mass, not what's being done in terms of volume in a day. So, it's a really big story. As I said, there's 11,000 banks and instos that use SWIFT in 200 different countries in the world. So Ripple's got a long way to go. Don't forget, every time Ripple does a transaction, there is a bit of Ripple burn. So basically, I know Ripple's got 100 billion out there and there's 55 billion in escrow, but that's honestly nothing when you look at the trillions of dollars can be done in FX markets. That burn of Ripple is going to only be good for the price, because obviously supply's going down and demand's going up, which is going to increase price. Also, with the banks also using Ripple, it's going to increase trading liquidity in Ripple, and make the spreads absolutely minute. And again, that's going to increase price and reduce increase price and reduce supply too. So it can only be good for Ripple, because the banks are also using the technology as well. So in my mind, it's all good. Again, when you look at converting from SWIFT to Ripple, the banks save a fortune. They have to employ back office staff that have to confirm transactions. They have to employ middle office staff that have to look at risks and credit limits and settlement limits and basically all sorts of limits. Now the reality is, if you have instant settlement like with Ripple, you don't have to have settlement limits or counterparty limits or even credit limits. So it gets rid of credit people, it gets rid of back office people, it gets rid of middle office people. There's no reconciling, no nothing. So the banks can save millions and millions of dollars and basically headcount, which means there's going to be much more unemployment in the banks. So, it's a huge thing, this, for the banks, huge, that they can settle literally instantaneously. If we go back to the chart of Ripple, again, it looks pretty bullish. The price action's going up. We've been given on the parabolic SAR, as you can see down the bottom there, buy signal. Pretty much the Ichikoku, God, I hate that name, but the Ichi, I'll just call it, looks quite bullish. It's got to get through this resistance level, 26, but if it gets through that, again, we're looking at 28 to 30, and if it gets past 30, you could really take the lights out against 42. So again, still looks very good technically. Had a little bit of a dip, but it looks very good technically. Thanks very much. I'll come back to you another time. Thank you.